Hey Beyond Decadence fans, it's Chef Maria. Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I hope you missed me in all of my demos, but it was nice to take the weekend off and not indulge in all the desserts that I was making for you. So what I'm making today is a no-churn wine ice cream. Now I don't think I'm just, everything is about wine, or like at the beginning everything seemed like it was about cream cheese, because it's not. It's just I have this bottle open and there's still some left, and so I want to just go ahead and use it up. So into the mixer bowl, which was chilled, I have 2 cups of heavy cream, which is a lot, and then I have 2 tablespoons of Madagascar bourbon vanilla bean paste, which is amazing stuff. So I hope this is good, because the vanilla is expensive. I'm almost done whipping this, so let me turn the mixer back on and then we'll continue. And I have something else I want to show you too. Let me see. Now I got my big mixer bowl out today, so I'm going to check it and see, because I'm whipping to stiff peaks. Oops, I'll take the bowl out so you can see it a little bit better. It's really, really close. Got just that little dimple there. I'm going to whip it just a tiny bit more, and then we'll go to the next step. So bear with me. I forgot to put on my gloves today, but I've already started now, so I just have to continue. But I washed my hands for more than 20 seconds, so I think we're good. Okay, so just a little bit more, so bear with me 1 second. Helps if you lift the bowl up. There you go. Take 2. That's stiff enough. Now what I'm going to do now is I just put it in the measuring cup so it would make it easier to pour, is I'm going to turn the mixer back on low, not on full throttle, because it will just throw it all over the place if I do that. And this is sweetened condensed milk. This is just 1 can full. It's 14 ounces. This is a 8-ounce cup, but it's a 14-ounce can, so the math doesn't kind of work, but it's the right size. So I'm going to turn this on low. And bear with me, because I have something else I want to show you guys too. Okay, I'm going to turn it off, and I'll turn it around and show it to you in a minute. I'm glad I put it in this cup, because if you're trying to pour it and scrape it and run a mixer all at the same time, especially when you're doing it backwards for the camera, it's a little much. So I put it in this measuring cup, and I'll show it to you here in just a second. And I'm going to use the same measuring cup to add the wine. I'm just going to mix this just a little bit more, because that heavy cream that I just put in there, excuse me, not heavy cream, how about sweetened condensed milk? I can see it's still sitting on the top. This is exciting. All right, I'm gonna give it just a little. Okay, go with that. Now this is a recipe I haven't made before. I found this online and I'm like, oh, you know, I have that wine sitting there that I need to, you know, get rid of, so why not? Now, the original recipe, get this out of the way. The original recipe had dark chocolate in it. I think it was salted dark chocolate, something like that. And then it also had strawberries in it as well that had been hulled and divided, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But my strawberries don't look very good. They need to be thrown away. So I'm not going to put those in there. Get my workout. And I have some dark chocolate chips over on the side, which I may put in there as well. All right, so here's what it looks like. So in the bowl, and here's your big tip for the day. Whenever you're gonna whip cream, chill the bowl, chill the beater. So I just usually put the beater right in the bowl and throw them in the freezer, because the colder they are, the faster your cream will whip. So this is what it looks like. It's got a little slide to it, but it's also got 14 ounces of sweetened cream in it, sweet and heavy cream. Now, the wine that's going to go in is a half a cup, and this has my sweetened condensed milk in it, so I'm trying to see where a half a cup is, because it would be a shame if I poured in too much wine, right? Okay, and I'm going to have to take my glasses off so I can see this. See if I can see it from the side. Got so much sweetened cream on it, it's like, okay, I'm really close. Yep, I can see the line. Okay, so we move the wine out of the way. So half a cup of wine, and I'm gonna pour it in. This is exciting. We're gonna find out what happens together. Listen to that sound. And I'm going to give it just like a little folding technique. So I'm kind of scraping down to the center of the bowl and then up and around. I'm not going to stir it like a crazy person, because that will just start to undo the work that the whipping it did, of whipping the cream. So it's got a nice little red tint to it. You guys see that? I think I got it all in. Yep. Okay. Now I've got some chocolate chips over here on the sides from Ghirardelli's chocolate chips, so I might throw a couple of those in. Just in one little portion. Now this has to go in the freezer and freeze for like 1,000,000 hours, otherwise known as 4 hours. So it's going to be a little bit before it's actually ready. So I will have to come back and show you guys part 2 tomorrow. And then we'll finish it off. That's just a little bit of the vanilla that was left in there. Move my stuff out of the way. Okay. Get everything situated. And this is just a little bit of the sweetened condensed milk. I just rested the spatula there, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that on there and just kind of mix it around a little bit. It's going to be on the very bottom. It's not going to hurt anything. Oh, I can smell the wine. So then I'm just going to pour it in. Oops, I can see some of it's not mixed all the way. And while I'm getting this in here, I want to talk to you guys about a couple things. And don't go yet, because I have something I want to show you from the other day that I did a little experiment with, and I want to share it with you on how it came out. So, on my website, I have the classes, and the classes are appropriate for children or adults. I probably will separate out and have ones that are just kid specific only. The first one runs tomorrow, and there's still space in it if you'd like to join us. It's the Baking Basics Boot Camp, and it's going to go over, some of the science behind baking, the key ingredients, and how they work together and why they're important and cannot be ignored. And then it will go into reading a recipe, and then we'll actually make a brownie recipe as well. So if you're still interested, there's still space in that class. There are, I think, 5 different classes. They're on BeyondDecadence.com on the in the online store, so you can find them there. And as I said, they're really geared for children, but adults are enrolling in them too until I separate them out, so that is fine. So I think I'll throw just a couple of chocolate chips in because I like chocolate chips. And the reason behind the classes, I think I might have mentioned it before, is I know there are so many kids, out of school, and, everybody's at home now, and, all in the house together, which may be a little much. So the classes are 1 hour long, and it's a private Facebook Live group that you'll be invited into. We'll switch to Zoom technology later. Right now we're using private Facebook group, and so only the people in that group will be able to see the class or have access to the content. Okay, so that's going to go in the freezer. But before you go, oh shoot, I think I talked too long. Some of them started to melt. Shoot. Yeah, I talked too long. Well, these were leftover wine. Let me see if I can turn one out. Oh, there we go. The ones remember I talked about this little cheap red pan? Well, now it's failed me because this wine, these little wine ice cubes haven't been out of the freezer that long, but apparently long enough. But the wine did freeze, and I will show you if I can dump a second one out. They're starting to get like super melty. Shoot, yeah. So anyway, it did freeze a little bit, so if you want to do that, I would just suggest leave them in the freezer right until you're going to use them. Otherwise, it'll be a little melty mess like these turned out to be. But I was just looking for different ways to use the extra wine that I had left. So, because, I don't drink wine every night, so I'd rather find things to bake with it. Okay, so there you go. You have no churn wine ice cream, which I'm going to cover this with saran wrap. I'm going to put its skin on so it's touching the surface of the ice cream to keep out any additional air, and then I'll pop it in the freezer, and I'll peek at it later to see, but I'll come back tomorrow and show you how it came out. Please go to either my website, or you'll find the link pinned at the very top of the page for the baking classes. As I mentioned in the post, in case you didn't see it, I have discontinued doing delivery of orders right now. I shut down all the items, all the desserts on the website, so they cannot be ordered. What's going on right now with COVID-19, I just want to self-isolate, and, be at home and, protect myself and, help protect everyone else too. So I decided to shut down the online ordering for now. So the only thing that's available are the online classes, which you can take from the comfort of your own home in your pajamas. And you can also purchase electronic gift cards if you would like to purchase those as well. I know we do have a couple, at least one student who's taken the class, and they gifted one to someone else, to one of their friends. So that's a cool idea because there are no boundaries geographically with doing online classes. So I'm really excited to offer that to you until we get out of this 30-day stay-at-home order. So anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Stay safe, stay home, and I'll see you next time.